Lights. Camera. Action.
Welcome to Foreplay After Dark. My name is Brandon Rose. I'm joined by Michael Papa Constantino.
Hi.
Kevin Matthews.
What does Foreplay After Dark mean to
That means
anybody that is on the audio edition?
Absolutely nothing. Nick Nesser's over there in a purple t-shirt. I don't know why.
Means whatever you want it to mean.
But Foreplay After Dark means that,
We're getting steamy.
I mean, it's hot where we're
It's actually
recording.
really hot.
If you're watching the video, my head is shiny.
Why is everyone so hot?
What we've done actually doesn't make sense to our problem, right? So we have these studio lights. So we only put the studio lights on and turned all the other lights off.
bright.
So we look kind of bright, but acknowledge it's nighttime, right?
It's nighttime, yeah.
But these lights are
Definitely
definitely
nighttime.
more heat impacting than our other lights. So it doesn't really make sense for us to have these on.
Well, we've made our bed. We might as well lay in it.
I feel like those other lights give off more heat.
There's more of
'Cause
them.
There's way more.
And I think the one to our right is the one that I broke one day. I think it might be missing a bulb because it doesn't look as bright as the other one.
I think you guys are just overreacting at this point. I think we just play it out and see how we
It's
feel
like
at the
fucking Cambodia in here.
end. I don't know if that's correct.
Is that a
at all.
reference to anything?
Cambodia is just hot. I've been there.
You
I was
have
in
absolutely
Don't-
never been there.
Don't get me wrong. I think Brandon's as soft as a muffin, but it is a little hot in here.
You remember that muffins video that started YouTube?
Muffins!
Blueberry muffins.
Blood muffins.
Now, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our monthly check-in
Monthly.
on Brandon's fun facts.
Oh my God. I saw one the other
Because-
day and I literally... It's so depressing that you actually tweeted something like that.
Because I don't think there's been that many since the last check-in, but I'm just gonna, announce them. All right.
I'm sure everyone has been anxiously awaiting.
I know they have, and if you want to see them ready when they post, at Brosen93 on Twitter. Fun fact: fans are quick air conditioners. Air conditions are man's best friend. Dogs. Fun fact.
Fans don't even operate in a remotely similar fashion that air conditioners operate.
Fun fact: Game of Thrones is not literally a Game of Thrones, but figuratively and maybe metaphorically a Game of Thrones. ... I don't know. Hashtag Game of Thrones.
Oh my God.
Did you guys know that the person that came up with the idea of the air condition died before it actually became a thing?
I did not know that. That's
Because
a fun
of-
fact.
World War One and World War Two.
Why is it called air conditioner? Because you use conditioner for your hair.
There's
Is that another one of your tweets?
there's different.
Menstruation?
There
What
are
were you gonna
different. Many words have multiple
I'm
meanings.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, menstruation was the
heading
word
to
I was looking
menstruation.
for.
The bears smelled the menstruation.
All right, this is one that Kevin said shake my head. And this was an honest to God fun fact.
Oh yeah, I did respond to this.
Fun fact. Do the math. Prepare your mathematician brains. Exit 105 is 15 miles from exit 90 because each mile is an exit or each exit is a mile. Emergency 911.
Where did the end come from?
Because you say exit and you think emergency. And then what happens in an emergency? You call 911. Now, did any of you know that each exit's a mile?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
How
a,
did you not know that?
that's a fun fact.
You see? Do you see the little?
I know they're mile markers.
Yeah,
which
but
is each exit.
That's
No, not
I know-
entirely, but yeah.
Well,
Did you ever wonder?
pretty
why,
much.
It is
but they
still-
do skip. Like sometimes they skip.
Yeah.
Did you ever
but-
wonder why you go from like exit?
I can't hear
114
you.
To 109.
I can't hear you.
Did you ever wonder why you ever go from like exit 109 to or 114 to 109?
Honest to God, I thought it was just arbitrary. I thought we were going north on the state, and we were just here we go 102.
It's just that
Because I was like, well, listen.
there's no
All right,
rhyme or
listen to my
reason.
defense. We got 101A, right? We got 101B.
It's 100, eh?
We got 100B,
You
C,
also
D,
hold
E.
on. Hold on. You also tried telling me the one day when we went to a Giants game that the bridge to get to the Giants Stadium is the George Washington Bridge, and I wanted
Wow.
to rip your head off.
Yes, it is.
No, it
No,
is
it's not.
What bridge
George
is it?
Washington Bridge is to get into actual New York City.
You take the George Washington Bridge exit. And then I go on
you
a bridge.
don't ever actually get
And then
on the
I go
George-
on a bridge. It's the George Washington Bridge.
The George Washington Bridge is a 2-tiered bridge where there's an upper and a lower deck, and it brings you into New York City.
It's actually, I hate that bridge. It's a
It is
terrible
the
bridge.
worst.
Yeah.
Because especially
York in
like
general
if you're
is the
listening to
worst.
the
Yeah.
traffic reports early in the morning for
Yeah,
that
there's
bridge,
always an accident.
it's
no matter
always
what.
like 45-minute delays and stuff on
Yeah.
that bridge.
I don't know if any of this is plausible, but I'll tell you what. I might break on my next fun fact.
No,
What, like the octopus?
no, this is this the one from
Goldeneye?
from like yesterday or
This
something?
is from Wednesday, a few days
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Might as well have been
Fun
yesterday.
fact.
This is the worst.
Chai, is it pronounced Kai or Chai?
Chai.
Chai spiced
the
tea
tree?
tastes like AC Moore. Arts and crafts. I can't draw. Fun fact. Have you ever had Kai
What
spiced
the
tea?
fuck does AC Moore
Chai-
taste like?
It's delicious.
Have
And
you ever
also,
had Chai spiced
also
tea?
too,
It tastes
also-
like AC Moore.
chai is, I don't remember which language, but it's another language for tea anyway. So you're literally saying tea, spiced tea.
I think you either said this on a podcast or I'm having the most intense version of deja vu I've ever had in my entire life.
I mean, there are
fact.
many moments where I've given you quality information, so I can understand deja vu.
I think this is my last one. It might be my best.
I
And
don't
it was
think
also
I've seen this one.
it was tweeted at 3:17 a.m.
Isn't that when you woke up?
Yes. So this is 17 minutes into me waking up.
So
Fun-
you're on the shitter.
I bet every type of dollar person I have in my life, I was 110% on the shitter when I tweeted
This
this.
was like the other day. How'd you not know?
Okay.
This had to have been between
Yeah,
Wednesday
yesterday.
and today.
Yes, I was shitting. I'm telling you right now.
So it's tomorrow or yesterday. So
Yeah,
it's
it's-
tomorrow.
I'm in the future, man. All right. Fun fact. Remember when we grew up in the 90s and everyone cared about saving the rainforest?
Yeah, we're foreplay for a long time.
Now we
friends born
don't.
in the 90s.
Recycle. Dunkaroos.
I'll finish that for you, Dunkirk.
What the fuck?
Do you guys remember when we were in the
Dunkaroos are
90s and
amazing.
everyone cared about the rainforest?
Yeah.
You remember that? Now we don't fucking give a shit.
Everyone should still care about the rainforest.
Yeah, but no,
Still-
there was
saying
we
we
made a
don't,
big
though.
deal about the rainforest.
Yeah,
in the
well,
90s.
maybe it's
It's-
okay now.
We have
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think it's
no,
only
it's
gotten
just
worse.
fine.
we have tons of fads that people get excited about things and they die down. Look at the ice bucket challenge with ALS.
Remember Coney?
Coney 2012.
Remember the large
was
hadron
all-
collider?
Yeah, 2008.
No, we were playing football, freshman football, because I remember we all thought we were going
Yeah,
to
so
die. that day
2008.
of
Yeah,
practice.
that's I just said
2009.
2009. I was a year off.
You also remember Dunkaroos from the 90s? 'Cause
Dunkaroos
that
are
shit was
amazing.
good.
Dunkaroos are
Dunkaroos-
It
amazing.
could have
Were.
still been 2008. We
Dunkaroos.
graduated the year that we were.
You're right.
We
Yeah, so it would have been
it
2008.
was the second half of
And I
the year
was.
Yeah, you're right.
of our.
And the freshman football would have been in the year before.
Dunkaroos are America's pastime.
That's right. They're forgotten
phenomenal.
about.
But they're only sold in Canada now.
Are they really?
They're not sold in America.
I
we have to
honestly
import our
don't-
have to-
Dunkaroos.
I honestly
have to.
don't think I would like them anymore.
Listen,
It was so much sugar.
at my previous job, we made the Dunkaroo dip and used animal crackers. That shit's good.
It's Dunkaroos
Still good.
are amazing. There
We
was
made the
nothing
dip.
better than like you'd use like just a little on your crackers, but then you just tongue the whole rest of it.
No, what I would do is, sorry, I've been pretty
You're
bad.
okay.
This whole episode.
You caught yourself.
I would like put a little bit
Just
on
a
each
little,
one,
right?
and then the
Yeah.
last one I would just
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
double it up.
That was
Just the
good
last
too.
one.
See, I just sucked then because I would just end up putting too much on each one,
And you wouldn't
then
have
I'd
enough for
run
the
out
end?
of icing.
That's
Here's some
miserable.
crackers to the next kid next to you. No, all it is funfetti cake mix,
I believe
yogurt, and Cool Whip. we made it.
I believe
At my
Funfetti
previous
and
job.
Cool Whip.
It was good.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, did you guys ever feel like it almost like it's like it was so much sugar that it almost like gave your tongue like a little bit of like burning almost? Like
There was a period. Sorry.
what?
I was going to cut you off with that sugar statement.
I don't know.
Oh.
It was just there was a weird thing about the icing.
No,
for me.
I don't.
Least.
Not for me, but I feel like the cosmic brownie did that
Perfect.
a little bit.
Those
Those were
perfect.
perfect.
They're
but they were
so good. I
was
still
never
have
into
them to
those.
this day.
I was never into the cosmic brownie.
I
Dude,
love-
I don't even like
Everybody was
chocolate.
nuts about
I
it.
love
And
cosmic
you couldn't
brownies.
eat them, right?
No, I've never had one.
I love cosmic
What
brownies.
about the fucking next episode? We're having motherfucking cosmic brownies.
I
That's
love
your lock of the
Dunkaroos.
goddamn week. You know what week it is?
40.
40. We're 40
Big
years
40.
young on the Foreplay podcast. That's
This
a
is
40
right now or
years
40?
young?
yes.
This
This
is
is,
right now.
40.
Yeah, this is our 40th year.
That's a palindrome. You know what a palindrome is, Mike?
This is not a
Palindrome.
Hold on, hold on.
The palindrome
Mike,
is
you
a
know what a
weapon.
palindrome?
It's a weapon in Destiny.
I think
He's
we have-
right. He's completely
No, I think
right.
we've had this exact conversation on the podcast. Mike, do you know what a palindrome
Wait,
is?
isn't it a word that means two different
No.
like?
That's a hominin. What's a palindrome?
I have no idea.
It's a word that's spelled
Race
the same
car.
Oh,
forward and backwards.
40 is a palindrome.
You know, it's really upsetting that palindrome is not palindromic.
yeah.
Kevin said that exact. I'm not living in a world of deja vu. Kevin said that exact
You
thing.
ate glue. I
We
wouldn't doubt
talked
you've seen
about-
many
we
things.
talked
I did
about
not
this one
say
of the
what he
episodes.
whatever he just said.
What-
I never said that.
I will fucking clip it out and put it right over
I'm
this. If I
I'm
remember.
certain that no
I've
one is.
also read the same conversation on Reddit before where somebody said that.
I tell you
exact
now,
same thing.
the problem is that we're drunk on 45.5% to 59.5% of this podcast that we film. Kevin said what you exactly said. We've had this exact
I believe
conversation.
that he said that a palindrome is not
No, he said it's funny that a palindrome
isn't a
a
palindrome,
itself.
but I'm certain that no one's ever used the word
Oh, I
palindromic
did say that.
here. That's what I mean.
no,
Yeah,
No,
I'm saying.
I didn't understand what you described it in such a
But-
weird way before.
But there's no way you've used the word palindromic.
no,
That's what I'm
because that's
I'm
not a word
disputing.
because you're stupid.
Irregardless, doesn't matter.
That's one of my favorite words.
There you go. You just said that's not a word, and then I said irregardless.
Well,
That's
thank
the
you
point.
everyone who's tuned in for 40 episodes. Honest to God, did you guys think we would make it to 40?
no.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
started?
Honestly, yeah.
I thought we would.
Maybe.
I didn't think we'd miss only one though. I would say that's my caveat. We've only missed 1 week so far. I think that's pretty good, considering our schedules and our
We literally work 8 hours apart
now
at this point. Yeah,
So
Well, yeah. Now it's gonna be it's gonna be
more of a challenge.
basically impossible for us to do it during the week now.
yeah. Now it's impossible.
So now
But
it's gonna be a weekend.
Now
deal.
we're going
I'd
into
say it'd be pretty funny if we just had a bunch of laptops set up like how we are right now. And
Nick's
just Skype
laptop
each
here.
other.
Oh, we could definitely do that. But it's going to be it's harder with that now, but easier going into the fall. The summer, it's tough.
It is. Everyone
stuff.
wants to do stuff.
But then there's football. It's football in the fall.
That's Sundays.
Dude, don't even
That's
get
Sundays.
me-
And Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah, but we're not doing Mondays or Thursdays anyway.
Yeah, now. So.
Don't even get me started, dude. This morning, I was cruising down, on my little route to work, and I just got I was in my car. I had the AC going. It was a little chilly. I couldn't feel the outdoors, even though it was scalding hot out. But just the way
The temperature was in your car.
I couldn't. I don't know how to describe it. The way the wind was blowing a certain way, where I saw some. I guess I saw some leaves or some shit blowing. But it just looked like fall when I was driving.
You got
this
excited,
morning,
right?
And I was like, "Holy shit!" And sports radio was talking about football
We're
because the Hall of
close.
Fame game was
Happened.
recently.
Yep.
We're finally back in it. The fantasy draft will be soon. One of our next shows will have to be fantasy football. We had Vicky on the show last time. The audio got fucked up.
Where
Maybe
she
we'll try to
just-
get her back.
She decided to talk about fantasy football in the dead of spring.
Yeah, so we'll try to bring her back. We'll get her back. Mike was not on that show, I believe. Nope. We'll try to get her back for that.
And basically, it was just us echoing.
It was us yelling at Nick, but we'll yell
It was
at
me
Nick later.
being very frustrated. I'm still very pissed about last
We'll
season.
talk about
but
it on the
that's
top
besides
when
the
we
point.
get there.
Are you frustrated or are you stressed?
I'm not stressed. I'm
Or
pissed.
sexually frustrated.
Statistically, it doesn't add up, but that's besides the
It's
point.
never made added up for you. But thank you guys for anyone who's watched the
Yeah.
Foreplay podcast thus far. We want to keep doing it. We enjoy doing this. Besides Mike, I'm just kidding, Mike. It was just your birthday, Mike. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
Thanks.
Mikey.
You're finally 21 years old.
You can finally drink. How does that feel?
Great.
Thanks. On the Foreplay podcast, on Mondays, we tease out our topics for the week. On Tuesday, we do a talk time topic where we talk about whatever we want. Wednesdays, we do a would you rather. Thursdays is do you know question we pose to the group. Fuck you, Nick.
Yeah.
And on Friday, we put the whole video up on youtube.com/4playvideo. And then in audio form, it goes on iTunes and Google Play Music, where you should please rate and review us. Give us feedback on all the channels. You can go into the description of any video on YouTube and like and follow all of our social media pages. Saturday, we post video game Let's Plays. At this point, you will see a video of Call of Duty 2, Nick, that you missed out on.
I did.
We want to get you back. Kevin never played it before. Kevin, what did you think?
It was slow.
It was very slow. Kevin's like, where's the sprint button?
I was mid-burp when you asked me that question.
It was very good. I had a lot of fun. Me and Mike were ridiculous
there
children.
was no sprint button.
Fun fact.
It was...
I-
but
Grenades are a lot more dangerous.
the most
believe
interesting
that.
thing about that game was like when you went into prone and it felt very familiar. The only thing was that there was no sprint button, which was trippy.
I'll tell you this: Fallout 4 has a sprint function. I went back and played Fallout 3. I was still fine, even though I was walking at the normal
Boots
speed.
on the ground gameplay in Call of
That's
Duty
what's coming
2.
up. Well,
Coming from Call of Duty 2 to World War 2. Very excited.
You didn't hear? It's an alternate reality.
Nazism.
World War II. There's jetpacks.
I can't wait for my my leopard tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
Grease
Microtransaction
gun.
grease gun
Your
from World
grease
War II.
Your grease gun
I
that's
just can't
lime
wait
green.
for the MP40. Bop, 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 bop.
Ting. I'm so excited. But that concludes our foreplay. We're about to jump.
I also didn't tease the topics.
Oh, shit. Tease him, Mike, now.
I want to.
Yeah, I want to find. It's talk time. We're going to go right into talk time.
It's talk time.
What do you want to talk about?
What are your guys' social anxieties?
Any type of
I'll start it
interaction
off.
at all.
Every and all interaction with social people.
One minor one that I don't even know if it's social anxiety, but I feel
So-
like it is. So it's kind of like a minor one, though. I definitely have worse ones, but this one would be like if I'm meeting somebody for the first time, like maybe like somebody's friend at a bar or whatever, or just anything like that. I'm thinking of my head, like what I'm going to say to them when I introduce myself to them. So when they introduce themselves, I'm thinking in my head what I'm going to say, and I have no idea what they said their name was. So I meet them and then
That's
just forget their
Just
name
go,
immediately.
That's how I am. I mean, I'm the same way where I build things up in my head. The interaction happens. I collect nothing from that interaction at all. And then after the interaction, I overthink what I said to that person, and I
Forget their name even more.
It's not only that, but like I'm like, oh, I said this. Oh, they're gonna think this of me. Oh shit! And then it's like this never-ending thing of where I'm constantly quarreling with that.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up.
It's a good
Because
question.
I want to get serious now. Because I've had a real problem with this lately. And it's very frustrating to
You
me.
look like you do.
Fuck you. And I've only revealed this to one of our friends who I've recently got lunch with about 2 months ago. And for some reason recently, I've had like this very weird and strange problem with social anxiety. Exactly that. And for me, I get really pissed at this. And what I say when I get social anxiety is that I'm not lying when I say I run hot. I sweat in most of the podcast. That shit just happens. But for some reason, when I feel this social anxiety about like a situation, I just sweat like even more. And I think it's all mostly in my head, and I hate that it even gets to that point. But it began to become a real problem for me. Like in my last job specifically, I started to notice where it was like, you meet a lot of new people, and like you're supposed to talk with these people, and you talk about yourself and you talk about what you do, and it's like my personality doesn't equate to anything that involves with social anxiety problems. Like who I am on the show is who I really. I don't fucking give a shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I wear stupid shit.
Yeah,
I'll say
yeah.
stupid shit. Like
Yeah,
all that.
You'll definitely say stupid
I don't
shit.
really fucking care. I'll fucking go confront somebody. But for some reason, if I'm in like not even a professional setting, I've noticed it got to a real point somewhere where I was like even just meeting new people, I started to build up this thing, and I would get like fucking nervous, and it was like I feel like I started to sweat more, which maybe wasn't even real, but I built it up in my head, so it made it worse.
Yep. And you stressed more.
And I started to fear it. I started to fear it, and I was like, I wasn't happy with it at all, and I was like, I would get pissed at it because I was like, I would start to dread certain things.
Yeah.
And I was like, this wasn't like me like a few years ago. Like I felt like I was always like really good at these kind of things, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just started. I was like, I don't know what changed. Like I don't feel like I changed.
It just popped in.
It just popped in, and I started to really like have anxiety about certain situations, and I never felt like I had anxiety previously with really anything. Like I felt like I had stress, but I don't think I ever put it into that anxiety bubble. But I think it stopped in the past few months. But I mean, not even the past few months, maybe in the past month or so, I think I've been really good. But for some reason, for a very long time before that, I started to have this anxiety problem, and I don't really know why.
Maybe you just didn't have the energy for so many new people at one time.
I don't even think it was so many new people. I don't really know what changed. I just it sounds so stupid. It's like
No, it doesn't
I
sound
don't think no. What I'm about to say, it's like I don't know if I just didn't want to do it. Like I didn't want to have to deal with it. But it would be like I would dread certain situations, and then I would so wellly outperform what I thought was going to happen, and the anxiety wouldn't exist. But then there were some situations where I expected it to happen. It happened, and then I was so fucking pissed. It wasn't even like I was scared or upset or anything. I was just pissed. I was like, why is this happening?
You're basically like, you're describing my life. That's how I live.
But it got to the point where I even tried to reach out to a therapist, and I was going to go start to see like a therapist. I was going to start to talk to someone because I was like, I don't know why this is happening. I can't figure this. I can't figure this out on my own. And the people I tried to reach out to didn't fucking work. So fuck this mental health system that we have in this country. Right? I tried. I didn't try hard. I definitely should have tried harder. But I put in the bare minimum to try to reach out to places, and it didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like as though that problem has been fixed for now, because I've definitely, we just talked about in the last episode, I started a new job.
Yeah.
So I've met
pretty much
literally an entire corporation of new people.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that problem once. So it's like, what fixed? But I think I'm still exploring that option because
you're also working with like younger kids they've been in bad situations in their life, so that could be like an awkward position.
Yeah, so I work. Yeah, exactly. So my last job, I don't ever think I explicitly said, but I was working with children who came from bad upbringings or different upbringings, wrong upbringing, whatever you want to say. And it was like working with the parents, working with the kids, but it was never talking with them. It was talking with like colleagues who worked in that same industry. And I don't know why, like talking about myself or talking about like my programs and stuff I did, it was just, I got so anxious where I remember there being a number of times where I'm starting to have the conversation. I feel myself sweating. I feel myself going, I'm sorry, I got to go to the bathroom. Or I'd make an excuse to get out of the situation. And I would just fucking hate it. It's like, I don't think I'm nervous. I don't understand why I'm having this problem, but it's happening.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. So, I'm not adverse. There was a very long period in time where when I was younger, there was a lot of shit happening and people around me were like seeking therapy. And I was like, that's the stupidest thing I ever like heard of. When I was very young, I was like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you don't have a full grasp.
I'll never fucking talk to a therapist. People don't need to go to therapy. And obviously that wasn't right. Mm-hmm. And then look at me who went to go study fucking psychology and thought I was going to be a therapist.
Yeah.
And now I firmly believe it. I mean, the idea of someone who's completely unbiased to your life.
The hope.
Yeah. But still, I mean, even you're talking to someone who's they're getting paid to give you advice, basically. And they're completely unbiased to your life, that they're not afraid to tell you. Like, hey, fuck you, or you're doing something stupid, you're doing something right. And that's how I've always tried to give people advice in my life, where I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings, because why else would I fucking say anything to you?
Well, there's also a difference between giving criticism and just being a dick about it. Like, if you can present the information in a friendly and positive manner, that you're still giving them that corrective action, but you're not being like, all right, you fucking idiot. Like, you know.
Well, that's why I like, but like how you say it, like the people who I'm willing to have those discussions with, they should already know where that's coming from. It's not coming from me. Like, if I've ever had any type of issue or anything with any of you guys, I've always fucking said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna, because I know it. To me, I feel like you guys know it's not coming from a fucking negative place. I fucking love you. I mean, it's just it's some of the shit's just gonna happen, or I'm gonna say something, or whatever. You guys ask me for advice, I'm gonna tell you like it is. If you want to hear it, or if you don't want to hear it, it's gonna come out of my fucking mouth. But there's my rant on social anxiety.
Yeah.
Mike,
It's a journey.
Why did you bring it up? I'm interested. I mean, you said one example, but are you just kind of curious on all of our thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I just have a bunch of like tiny like
instances.
Yeah. Like even like shit in like high school, like fucking like if we took a test or something, and then you're the first one done with the test, you'd wait till somebody else was done to bring it up.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Instead of being the first one to bring it up.
See, this is why I hate myself, because again, this has been my entire life where that shit I used to love to be the first one done when I actually applied myself in school, which wasn't mostly in high school. But presenting projects in college, there was nothing I feared more than having to present in front of a classroom.
Or group projects or anything.
I was better with someone next to me, but I would still bug the fuck out if I had. There were multiple times, I don't fucking care saying it, I used to fucking like take shots at like 9 a.m. because I would try to fucking like calm myself down. That's how bad I was, because I didn't know.
That's pretty bad.
No, I fucking did it multiple times. It didn't do anything. It made it worse.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Don't do that. But I used to dread them so much, and
You do anything to get
and
to feel
I
better.
used to fucking hate it, because in my mind it didn't sync up with my personality, and I couldn't.
No, that I mean,
it didn't make sense to me.
I hate how recently, I think, it was a class I just took in the spring. It was a pretty decently sized lecture, and this guy, just because I guess it was like the director of the
Like the department.
director of the department was like, oh yeah, you should really institute a group project in this course. It's a gigantic lecture hall. So this guy's like, all right, yeah, get into groups. I don't know anybody in this entire room.
Giant lecture group.
So I had to stand up after this class, be like, hey, I need a group. I'm like, looking, there's literally a room full of people, and they're all just looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, where do I go?
It's crazy. But like anytime a group project is announced, I get like instantly, I'm like,
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
wanna...
now this is stuff that, like, specifically about stuff like that. In my experience in college, there's people who, I'm not putting the person on blast, obviously, but there was one class I'll share where it was a senior course class, so there was a lot of like presenting your thoughts and beliefs and stuff. And if we're sitting around a table, I was always mostly fine with that. I always dreaded it mildly, but there was one girl who I thought, she was like top of the class. Like, she was like the poster, like textbook college girl who this was her shit. She was going to kill it. She got really good grades, all this. The one time she got up to present one of her projects, she ended up bawling her eyes out and ended up having to leave. And I never saw that before, like presenting a project. Like, I always managed to get through it. I might have been shitty, I might have been good, whatever, but I got through them, and she just completely shut down and left. And I was like, wow. I end up starting off good,
and then I fuck up like one little thing, and then it's just like
have
a
to read
derailment like
Yeah.
from there, and I just start like mumbling and shit.
But after that girl was
and
like,
just trying to rush through it.
fuck, like you would hear that everyone's like, oh, you know, group project today, we got to present or whatever. And I was like, fuck, I guess most of us really are in that same thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
nobody fucking likes
No one
it.
likes
There's
group
no
projects.
way anybody
No,
likes
But
presenting or
why?
anything.
Why is it so
do you
difficult
mean?
for
There's-
everybody?
There's people that have a worse fear of speaking in front of a huge audience than dying.
That's
That's like a real thing.
That's me. I haven't thought about. I have never once been afraid that I was going to die. But I'll tell you right now, the amount of fear I've taken in from group projects and presenting has been bar
Well,
none.
it's because you're putting it all out on the line. It's all of these things that you had
But Kevin,
research, and everyone in the audience is literally judging you based on what you're saying.
Kevin,
but at
fuck-
the same
I-
time, the only person truly listening is the fucking professor.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the
Yeah,
room really
everyone's
cares
tuned
to
out.
what you have to say.
but just.
That's what helped me get through it.
But let me
honestly.
be selfish here
Yeah.
and just think about me, who I fucking go dressed like a fucking asshole every time we go out as a group of friends, and I don't fucking care. I'm the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
idiot yelling, screaming. So why, when I get up in front of a group of people and speak my shit, do I have this problem?
because
you can't be
I mean,
unfiltered.
if you're going out to all those other places, there's a million other people being idiots. That's like it's more in a controlled area, and
It's also it could just be straight up like whatever material it is you're. Because like if you had to
Yeah.
stand up in front of a group of people and talk
Talk
about
about
fucking
games?
Call of Duty 2
Yeah.
or some shit,
You wouldn't get nervous at all.
be like, hey, guess what? I played Team Deathmatch on Beatcourt and it was great.
If it was in front of a group of Call of Duty people,
Nah, you could
That's
probably
the
do
thing.
that in front of
I
anybody.
think you'd be able to do that in front of
I don't know. I would.
He just said, like,
no.
Brandon,
If
talk
I was in
about-
front of a fucking normal group of people and I had to go give a presentation on Call of Duty, I'd be motherfucking more nervous than anything because I'd be a fucking nerd.
Who cares?
And I
But
don't-
that's what I mean.
Why do
Who
you
cares?
That's the
Why do
thing.
you
I
care?
don't care, but in that setting, I know I would, even if I say I
No, but
don't
honestly,
now.
I would be the same way where like I don't care that I ultimately don't care, but like I'd be thinking about that constantly where I'm like, all
Exactly.
right, they're gonna think this, they're gonna think that, they're gonna think this. I'm just sitting there thinking about all this shit.
And
And
only
like my mind is just going. I'm like, oh
my
God.
trick was I would always go first.
Yeah, going first is the best.
You get it over with.
Yeah.
I try to go as quickly.
you also don't have to like
Sit there
up
and compare.
yourself to anybody else
compare
that
yourself.
went before.
That's why I would do it.
Because sometimes there's people that would go and they'd like do better than everybody else
Yeah.
in the class. So like if they went first, it's like
And is-
fuck.
But I think this is such like a core human problem where and there's no way I'm the only person that I feel like every single person in the world has fucking experienced this. You notice that person who did worse than you and you're fucking happy about it. You've never had that, Nick.
If I do, I
definitely
squash it
have.
immediately.
It's a sense of approval.
It's
That everyone
it's
strives
this
for.
fucking self-approval that I know
But
I
at the same
I didn't
time,
do
I feel bad though.
Yeah,
at the same
exactly.
That's what I
time.
mean. I squash it immediately.
always-
Well,
no,
that's a
I
petty
feel the
thought.
same
when we would do presentations, I would always make eye contact until they looked at me, and I would immediately look away because I know because you're presenting, you want to scan the room.
Yep.
But making eye contact with me would always fucking.
Yep.
I don't want to do it. But I would always
I know what you're
fucking
saying.
hate the people who would like be on their fucking phones.
Yep. They didn't look at all. Yeah. I did
And
the
it's
same
like,
thing.
that's so
If the
disrespectful.
whole
No,
class
that
was
was
on their
great.
phones, I would not give a
I'd be like,
shit.
I couldn't do it. I would always
Let's
fucking
go.
watch
Stay on your
until
phone,
we
Steve.
made eye contact, and then I'd look away for a second. You go back to scanning the room. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that fucking cuck that is on their
Humorously,
phones.
humorously enough, I do the exact same thing.
Nick, how do you say? And I firmly believe you do very well in like presentations. But what about like social anxiety in general?
When I was in maybe like middle school, I cared a lot about what people think, and in early high school, I cared about. And one day I was like, "Who the fuck cares what anyone thinks but me?" And I'm not even kidding. That thought has allowed me to not have any social.
But I swear to
anxiety
God,
either.
I think the same things as you.
I know.
For some
No,
reason, and I firmly believe I think that, and I know that.
yeah.
But it's not for me. It doesn't equate everywhere. And
This
that's what's
area,
frustrating.
this area bothers you, and in general conversation, I'm fine, right? So I have no social anxiety on my own. Like if I'm gonna meet new people, like awesome, cool. I run out of social energy. I get to a point where it's like, all right, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home.
So you're just smiling.
So I'm just kind of
blind.
smiling, like, all right, can we move this along? I'll get to that
I
point.
hate how good that phrasing was, though. But I don't have social anxiety. I just ran out of social energy for you, so I'm finished.
This
with
is
you.
true, and it's not like you guys know how many times I'm like, guys, you guys are my best friends. I don't feel like leaving my house.
Yeah.
I'm just a homebody.
What
But,
about what about around like your girlfriend's parents?
I do know exactly. I do have a little bit of social anxiety around them because there's a more air of professionalism there, and that's what I think gives you that anxiety that you have
Yeah.
with presentations because
I
they're more
fucking-
professional.
I freak out about every little thing I say.
Yeah.
To Jasmine's parents,
Yeah.
yeah, because when you're going out in the flamingo shirt roaming around, there's no
No.
There's no bar.
professionalism. Yeah.
there's
a
no
freedom
professionalism needed.
associated
There's
with that
total
shit.
freedom. Once you have a restriction, as Mike said earlier, like that can make it. There's more pressure out of nowhere because of that.
And my problem with that is I'm self-aware of that.
Yeah,
So
But that
that's
doesn't
why-
make
and
it easier necessarily.
No, but that's the frustration
Yeah.
where it's like I know it, but that's my thing. That's why I wanted to talk to someone. It's like, is there a fix or is this just me? Like, is that never going to be fixed? Am I always just going to have to figure out how to deal with this?
I mean,
It's-
yeah, there is Xanax, but I don't think you want to be on that for the rest
No.
of your life.
and there's no one size fits all answer to this. I mean, for me, whenever I start to get too emotional in anything, not even just like social anxiety, I take a step back and I'm like, first thing I ask myself, and usually the only question I need to ask myself, is this going to matter in a week? Let's say I did, screw up a social interaction. Maybe I said something really dumb and they were like, whatever. Like, are they going to remember this in a week? If the answer is yes, well then shit. But the answer is never yes because who cares that much to think about
that's
that
what I'm saying.
one
And I
specific
always
instance
tell
you
myself
had.
that. That's
yeah.
why it's so
yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah.
That's why I get into certain situations where like if we're out at a place and there's just like a mob of people like in a bar or whatever, like this happened a couple weeks ago. Me and a few of my friends from my freshman year at college were down in South Jersey or whatever. And we were at this place and there was just like a mob of people in this bar. There's a band playing and stuff. And I just reached a point where I was like, I couldn't like stand in that where I was anymore. I just got like super.
You ran out of
tense and,
social
like,
energy.
and I just had to walk away from everything. I was like, what the
That
fuck?
that was me the last time I feel like I went out with all of our friends from high school. We went to Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Well, that was a
and
bad
it
move from the start.
Yeah, well,
Going to Asbury.
but it was so crowded.
Asbury's
The
fucking fun, dude.
the first time I met Jasmine was that night. I was fucking. It was so fucking confined and compact. I was just like, this.
I'm out of energy.
I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. And I hate it because I feel like a lot of these problems stem from such a superficial problem where I hate being hot. And you guys know I just
Yeah.
bitch and complain about
Yeah.
being hot and sweaty all the time. But it's so uncomfortable to me. And to me, I'm a very hygienic person. So I like to be
Yes.
clean. So I associate
Sweating with
any type of
grossness.
sweat with being fucking disgusting.
Yep. I'm with you.
So it just makes it worse. So then I start freaking out. Then I start sweating. And it's all fucking well. Fuck social anxiety. Where's the fucking just fix pill? Why can't I just cure this by now?
He said it
literally
already.
just
Yeah.
Everyone,
No, but
no,
obviously it's not that easy.
everyone
It
probably.
is that easy.
Zanny, make it go away.
From what I hear, everyone probably just needs to like
Unwind.
smoke weed or
Yes.
something.
Smoke that
well,
Denver.
also-
or everyone needs to just
I'm
apparently.
pretty sure weed gives a lot of people a lot more social anxiety.
Adverse effects, right? A
I
little
don't
bit of
know.
here, a little bit of
No less.
Well,
Pyro,
honestly,
a
I
little
wouldn't
bit of
know.
negative.
Let me pose the ulterior question, the opposite question, the anti question, if I may. How many interactions do you have with someone where in the moment you're like, oh, wow, that was a little odd. But then how often do you think of that?
No, that's the
You don't, yeah.
That's the problem.
You
Then
agree
again-
with the logic,
Because I'm
but it's not in practice.
self-aware of
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but
Then
it still
then again,
occurs.
there's a lot of times in my life where there's certain tiny moments, but to me they're big.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
certain tiny
Yeah.
moments that I like interacted with a certain person, and that's how I think they remember me.
Yeah,
But then like there will be a moment that like I'm having a conversation with them one day, and I kind of like talk about that time, but not specifically say what happened, and they'll just be like, "Oh, I don't even like."
No, you're talking
remember
about.
that." And I'm just like, "Oh shit."
shit.
Now-
I dwelled on that for like a couple
Yeah, and
days.
that's how I think they like look at me and remember me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a screwed up thing.
And I'm good about that specific topic because there was one piece of advice, and I'm about to lean my chair back and get my stupid self. but I want to put it on people. Now, the reason I started this podcast is because I listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah.
For about 10 years now.
Yeah. Kind of
Now,
funny.
on one podcast, not just this was, I think, the Comedy Button. I want to pose a question to Nick and Mike.
Mike and Nick.
Mike and Nick.
Dirty Mike and the boys.
What was the first thing you ever said to Jasmine, Mike? Nick, same question.
To Jasmine. Sorry.
Not to Jasmine. What was the first thing you said to Rachel? What was the first thing
No,
you said
I
to
knew
Jasmine?
what he meant. I knew what he meant.
You guys can't think of it.
I'm gonna butter your bread.
No, it wasn't. And I can't think of either.
It probably was like hi. Something along the lines of
Probably,
hello.
right?
Or we actually met, at church group, obviously.
But yeah, but no, it doesn't.
So-
But the point is, it doesn't matter because you can't think of it. And I think
couldn't
about this
tell
all the
exact
time when I
first
meet
words.
people for the first time, and when you hear about people who are like going out trying to meet somebody, and it's like we all remember. You're like, oh my god, what am I going to say to this person? It doesn't fucking matter,
matter.
in the
No,
long
it
run
does
because you
not
don't
matter.
fucking remember once that shit's situated. So I've never had that problem. It's the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
Me being in the moment, I don't have the problem with, but it's the action where.
Well, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about like a moment in my head where I thought like I was a really like piece of shit to somebody, but like in my mind it like felt like it was a lot worse, but they didn't even like
It didn't phase them.
yeah, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's like something where like you're talking to somebody and you actually end up making a mistake or whatever. Like say like if I'm at work and I make a mistake like with a calculation or something like that, and then like
Someone's
when
like,
I'm
"Oh, Kevin,
when I'm
you
talking
made-"
about it and they're like, oh no, they correct it, and then like in my head after that conversation, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh what a fucking idiot! Why did you make that
We
mistake?
I know what
corrected
you're
Kevin.
And
saying.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about
Yeah.
it constantly, and then it turns
well.
out it's just a minor stupid thing anyway, and it's not like
You said Xanax fix all. I took Xanax before eye surgery. I never took Xanax before. Didn't do anything to me in my
Well,
in
yeah,
my
they
mind's
probably
eye.
gave you a super low dose.
It was a full pill.
Doesn't mean
Yeah, but
anything.
I don't know what that
Yeah.
equivalent
What
is to.
cooler?
Couldn't tell you. But that was our talk time. That was a good serious topic, Mike. I didn't know where it was going to go at first, but I hadn't talked about that with literally anyone else but two people before this
We are
episode.
your therapist now for free.
For free. And we're going to go right in
For free.
to our Would You Rather topic this week, Mike. Do you even remember what it was at this point?
Yes.
What was it?
Would you rather be part of the crew scientists crew?
Nope.
Which
Let's try to restart.
would you rather be part of the scientist crew that cures cancer, or be the first man on Mars?
First, the team of the crew that cures cancer.
You're an idiot.
what?
Now, I've been on this podcast
What?
before, and I'm talking about space, right? Now, I'm not going to say I love space, but do I love space? Yes. Now, Michael, you believe the BP oil spill was a conspiracy theory. You believe 9/11 was a conspiracy theory. You believe aliens have abducted Area 51. You love conspiracy theories.
Sure.
So let me
Sorry.
Let's go with that.
so let me just pick your whole life for you by saying everything. People don't think we have the cure for cancer. We obviously have the cure for cancer. To me, there's no way we don't have the cure for cancer yet.
I'm not going to
So-
say that I'm not against you.
So, is it Mars or the
Doesn't
moon?
add up.
We've been on the moon.
We've been there.
Some people, you love
Oh,
conspiracy
well, yeah,
theories, so
alright,
you
yeah,
probably don't
alright.
believe we've been on the moon. Am I going to the moon or Mars?
Mars.
I'm going to Mars, 100%. Because listen, I hate. All right, I was completely joking. Mike doesn't
Mars
believe.
ain't the type of place to raise your kids.
I don't know what you're
In
saying.
fact, it's cold as
Singing Rocket,
hell.
he's singing Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Anyway, Mike doesn't believe in any of those things. But if Brandon, you got a gun to your head. What's the one conspiracy theory you believe in? How, honest to God, do we not have the cure for cancer yet? And I'm not saying all cancers, but come on, the amount of money that that goes into this.
2 reasons.
What? Well, Nick, you're the scientist here, so you do tell.
Oh,
because,
whoa, hey, whoa.
2 reasons.
Trivial Pursuit says otherwise. There's a new scientist in
got a point.
town.
And I'm not the scientist. But anyways, 2 reasons.
There ain't room for 2 of us.
2 reasons. One, how many millions do you think Americans spend on healthcare towards preventing and recovering from
That's
cancer?
why I'm saying
Huge
there's
amount.
a cure, because how much fucking money does it make to not,
But
in quotes, have one?
here's the other thing, a bit more morbid. But what other things do we have keeping our population in check? Realistically.
The biggest problem right now that our world faces is overpopulation. So
Yeah. So what
people dying are a good
disease.
thing.
So that's what I mean. So not a good thing, but to keep us for the greater good,
The
people
grand
need
scheme
to
of
die.
things, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why do you think they shove sugar down everyone's throat? Why do you think
Yeah.
why do you think cigarettes are marketed like
Huh?
crazy how they are?
Why do you like Nazis?
There's no validity to that at all in any shape or form.
I was just joking, but
But-
I don't. You said civility, so I lost my
Whoa.
brain thought there.
He is an Argentinian.
I
That-
found out today they were in World War One.
That has nothing to do.
They fled to your country.
They did. You're right. You're right.
Is that a fun fact?
That is a fun fact, but
Oh,
not
okay.
really fun because it's it's kind of shameful.
All right, continue.
But no, realistically, and I'm half and half, Argentine and Italian. Anyways, realistically though, a lot of Nazis did in
Italians
fact
were part of
flee.
the Axis.
They did
If you
in
didn't
fact
say anything,
flee.
I was going to yell Mussolini. So I'm glad you said what you said. All right,
They
sorry,
did.
Nick.
They did in fact flee to Argentina.
Okay.
And then he did. Yeah.
And
In fact-
Fatzel.
There's a conspiracy theory that Hitler even made it there. But
There's a conspiracy theory that
Serious.
Hitler's alive right now in
Yeah.
Venezuela, I think, right? Or was it Argentina?
probably Argentina.
The story came up recently that
Yeah.
a
but-
guy thought he was Hitler.
Yeah,
First
his
of all,
wife
how-
said he's like fucking. He's just losing his
Yeah,
shit.
but
Yeah.
like how in the 40s? How would they even know? Like if he actually
They
died or
wouldn't.
if he actually got a.
Dental
It's-
records.
It's so crazy,
You never knew.
but that's not what we're talking
But
about.
Nick, sorry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
what?
I'm talking about Hitler's dental
Yeah,
records.
he-
Where Nick's trying to explain his hypothesis on the cure for cancer.
Well, I already gave the 2 major reasons,
Yeah.
like the money that's in it, and we have
Overpopulation.
modern medicine is so great that we don't have many things that are killing us at a high rate anymore, with the exception of cancer. Or you can count malaria in Africa, but that's
It's also the fact that like, what else makes more money in the medicine field than somebody trying to get cured for cancer?
well, that's what that was the
Mhm.
first major point. Like
Yeah.
so much money is spent on it. There's a huge market, whether you're
Oh, I thought
in
you
medicine.
I thought you were saying how much money is being put into finding.
Yeah.
No. I'm
That's
saying.
what I kinda
I mean,
thought too,
there's
yeah.
a lot, but that doesn't support
Yeah.
why there isn't a
Yeah,
cure.
no, there's
But
way
they-
more money
Yeah.
being thrown at them.
But
Yeah.
Then why? It's such a shitty thing to think about because then why are they even doing anything else
That's
at all?
So,
Yeah.
well,
Like if they're not,
supposedly-
if they're
I
not,
forget what the new breakthrough was. Supposedly there was something.
there's
like,
always a new
in-
breakthrough.
Yeah, but supposedly this.
I've heard the word supposedly there's a cure on the way. So many
Well,
times. I don't know what
just
you were about to say.
They
That,
just
sorry.
recently cured Hep C,
No, I believe that.
which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
I believe that cures for like those types of viruses.
Well, they'd never had one before though.
I know that, but I'm saying like there's not as big of an incentive to keep that hidden as there would be cancer. Like for
Right.
instance, I truly believe that some diseases there just haven't been cures for yet because there's no profitable reason to keep that not with a cure. Does that make sense? Whereas cancer, there is
No.
a very profitable reason to not put out a cure if a cure existed.
Yeah, how much money was made off of those fucking Live Strong bands that had they didn't
Probably a lot. I don't know the
that
numbers.
Just
didn't
off
even
that
that didn't
alone.
even go to anything.
You
Probably,
thought
I
it
mean,
did. It went
it
to
probably
somewhere,
did.
but
Someone's
did
pocket.
it
But
do
yeah, who
anything?
knows? I mean, no one really knows, I guess.
No.
But-
Or maybe they really just haven't found it yet.
And that's what everyone would. That's
That's what you want to believe.
yeah, that's what I want to think. I mean, because shit, you got little kids,
Yeah.
fucking 5-year-olds that are getting stricken with this stupid ass
Exactly.
disease.
Like if
Right.
I
Nice.
did come up with a cure for cancer, the government came to me like this doesn't exist.
We need your ramen powers.
I would be like, come on, can I at least save like the 5-year-olds? Something. So I feel like that someone would have tried to do that.
Yeah,
So that also lends credibility to the idea that it doesn't exist as well. But it's a very, very, very difficult topic.
What
I
was the
completely
other-
forgot what the topic was, but it
what was the
was.
other
Then
half?
I realized it was Are you going to be part of the team that cured cancer,
Cures
or
cancer.
the first team to be on Mars?
But realistically,
person on Mars.
First person.
I still would want to be the first on the team that cures cancer just because of the impact that would have it at healing the people we already have here.
And I believe that,
You
but
would be remembered longer as. The
I don't
first
care
person
about
on
that.
Mars.
I don't care
I'm
about
just
being
letting you
remembered.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never cared for fame. I want to retire so I can play video games. That's it. I don't care for fame though.
and it just I can't go down that path because I feel as though people have had that path and they got it, and whatever the fucking variable is that is stopping them from actually publicizing that,
It's been stopped.
So
it's
do
been
you
stopped.
do you think it's like? Do you think it's like the people that have like found out how to make a car run on water and then they suddenly a month later just disappear? Do you think it's kind of like that?
I think you sounded like a real conspiracy theorist there, more so than
Well, that shit
What I made
actually
it.
happened though.
no. I mean, and there's instances of that happening, like different.
But that's what I'm
circumstances,
asking.
too.
Like, is that what you're saying? Like, people, like, do you think like scientists have actually like found out and then like?
Yeah, well, if you remember back in the 1990s, we
Higher-ups,
had
like-
fucking electric cars, and fucking
Well, yeah, that's
Ford
what I
and
mean.
all of them
People buy
stopped
them
that.
out or do some shady ass shit.
No, the car manufacturers stopped that because they realized that would destroy their
Yeah.
business, and
Yeah.
fucking fossil fuels were too much money for them. So I refuse to believe, and I don't think that's a negative thing to think. I think it's almost an optimist approach where I refuse to believe at this point we don't have a cure for cancer. And it's a negative thing people want to view it like that because obviously people are still dying every day, and that's so fucked.
And it's tough
And
to
right now,
accept
I'm
that.
10 times more. I'm so grateful that that hasn't hit my family in any sense. I haven't had to watch that or go through that in my immediate family. There,
Yeah.
I had a family member. She was my mom's cousin, so I don't know what that is, but she had cancer. She didn't tell a single
Be
person.
your second cousin.
Yeah, my mom's best friend. Regardless, she didn't even tell my mom that she had cancer. All of a sudden, she was dead. She didn't want to tell anybody. She didn't want anybody to treat her differently.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one day we woke up and she was gone. And it was like, my mom was obviously devastated because we didn't know. But it's like people have to live through that. And
Sounds like fucking David Bowie.
That's almost
Yeah.
like a that's an interesting thing that she did, because telling people something of that magnitude has
Yep.
such a crazy effect that's actually pretty noble that somebody
Yeah.
would take.
no, I think
that
I would
and
take
be
that
like,
same approach because
Mhm.
I don't know if I could deal with.
People being
People-
like crying at your bed, like, you know.
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
And that's
No, but at the same time, they say like there's like statistically like more recovery when you're actually like surrounded by people and.
I know what you're saying.
Like,
yeah.
because if you're not with people, you're eventually gonna get fucking depressed.
No, I mean, well,
If you're the only one that knows about this.
well, the stats, kind of what you're getting to is that people who have no hope have been in the loosest definition of all these terms here. People who have no hope die faster than people who
Yeah.
believe that they're going to live. Like
So, I
if
mean-
you want to live, you're more so inclined to
I
live,
feel like
man.
too, this isn't based on anything, but once people actually figure out, like once they're actually diagnosed, things sort of just
Go
it
there.
just escalates. I mean, 'cause I guess you're dealing with all the different
Yeah, a number of world of things.
surgeries or whatever the hell stupid crap that you got to
Well,
deal with when you.
well, yeah, some people just refuse it all because they just don't even want to go through it.
Yeah. They accept, like, especially
Yeah.
if you're like stage 4 already, it's like, why am I gonna have a miserable last few months, weeks, or just enjoy what I got now?
I mean, it's just,
I mean, if you're a believer that there's a slim chance that you'll slip through that, I mean,
But that's what I mean. You weigh the pros and the cons. Like, what if you go through all that and die?
Yeah,
Is that worth the risk? I'm not saying it's not or it is.
It's a
I'm
matter
just
of-
saying it's a matter of
it
who
is
you
a
are.
matter of life or death.
It's
There's
just-
a chance you
'cause
could live if you go
but-
through it.
Because like what he's saying is like supposedly like when you do chemo and shit, it's just like you are literally drained of all energy.
Yeah, it tears you apart.
whatsoever. Like,
Yeah,
it's such a it. I wrote this in one time, and again, I've talked about. I started a podcast because I listened to podcasts. The guy Nick, you make fun of like Kind of Funny as a joke, but the head guy Kind of Funny, he got diagnosed with God, God, I can't think of it right now. It was a type of cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Mhm.
He got diagnosed with cancer. Never met this man in my life. Listened to him for years and years and years. I still remember where exactly I was when I read that he had cancer. And I had an emotional response to a man that I've never even met before, but just the fact that I listened to it for years.
Mhm.
And I was sitting at this fucking high stool at Sunoco one night, and I read his fucking diatribe that he posted, like detailing like everything that happened and his announcement to the public. And I was like, the shit. Like, I felt for him, a person I never met before.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so fortunate that, like I said, I didn't have immediate family that's been going through this, but every time I hear cancer, I think back to how is there no excuse that we don't have a cure for this yet? I refuse to believe how fucking smart this world can be in some things and how fucking much work and stuff we can put into things and the amount of fucking money that gets donated into trying to figure this problem out that would save millions of fucking lives, and we don't have it. So I'm going to the fucking Mars, Moon, Jupiter, whatever the fuck you want to send me. I'm going into space.
I like that idea.
You-
Send him to space.
Fuck you. Mike, where are you going? What are you doing?
Going to Mars.
Kevin?
Let's save the world.
Is that team Save the World over there?
It is, baby.
Fuck Save the World, man.
Let's also remember that, like, just because, like, we don't pick that we're going to be on the team to cure cancer, it's not that we're, like, refusing the cure to cancer.
no.
Like, it's still going to happen.
If it doesn't happen in my lifetime, I'm going to lose it.
What, Mars or cancer?
Both. More so the cancer. Because, I mean, I got another 20 years left to me. I mean, in 20 years, if we don't have the cure for cancer, come the fuck on. That was our Would You Rather for this week. Michael, it's time for your Do You Know question of the week. And now you came into this episode and you're like, hey guys. And we're like, hey Mike. And you're like, dude, I really, really, really like my Do You Know topic this week. I think you guys are really going to be blown away by this conversation we're about to have. So what is it?
Do you know how a platypus gives birth?
That's not actually your topic, is it?
If it is, the answer is it's the only
Immaculate
mammal.
conception.
It's the only mammal that lays eggs, if I'm correct.
Holy shit. Is
If
that
I'm
interesting?
correct.
I don't know. I just made that up. But that sounds pretty interesting.
I may be totally janked
Holy
up.
Santa Claus shit.
I totally might have just spewed nonsense. I don't recall.
I don't know where are we
I
recording
never
right now?
read
What is
about
that?
anything, but that sounds pretty fucking interesting if that's true.
For some reason, that fact popped in my
That's
popped in
a
my
fact
brain.
for something. I don't know if it's
There's
the
some
platypus.
truth to that.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
What is that from?
Step
That was
Brothers.
fantastic, Kevin.
Some Step Brothers.
Yeah, it is.
Like 95% of my
You said
quotes.
Kevin.
are from
You
Step
said
Brothers.
Kevin. I said Step
Or a
Brothers.
Will Ferrell related film.
I don't need to look at Kevin to say Kevin. Mike, take two? Or was that it?
You can do it, buddy.
Are we not gonna? Are we not talking about that?
Platypus?
Yeah.
I mean, what's there to say about the platypus?
It's
It's a mammal
cool.
that puts out
It's like
eggs.
it's a beaver duck.
And that was the 4 podcast this week. You can subscribe to our
No,
channel.
all right. It's not really like a do you know, should you know, but like just like what's your pet peeves?
You pointing
Nick.
at Brandon.
Do you know what irks you?
You can
Me?
you just said you don't irk me.
I've-
Nick irks me.
I have a big 3 and a little 2.
I know.
A big 3 and a little 2. Number 1, nipples. Number 2,
No,
nipples.
no.
Number 3,
No, those don't count because
Me.
those are like direct. Like you're totally trying to get me angry. I'm saying like
That's
pet
a pet
peeves.
peeve, though.
No, it's like if I punch you in the face, of course you're gonna be mad.
It's not a
but-
pet peeve, you
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
idiot.
That's what I'm saying.
You're so fucking stupid.
The
sometimes,
big
man.
3 things that upset
Trying to
me.
make it on his list.
My big-
you know what I'm saying?
My big pet peeves in life with me generally is being hungry, being tired, or as similarly to Brandon, being hot. My 2 social pet peeves, I guess you could say. Like, for me, something that really annoys me when I have this is smelling bad or having bad breath.
You're a full-blown racist if one of your pet peeves isn't your nipples.
I can't call it a pet peeve because it literally
why is he classified as a racist?
Yeah, first of all, I don't know. Second of all, you can't call it a pet peeve because I literally just get angry. Again, that's the equivalent of punching me in the face. Like, you're gonna get mad at that.
That's a fucking Nick.
It's not a pet peeve.
It's not a
Nick.
A pet peeve is something that's a minor nuisance.
Nick, if
like you get annoyed at it.
Your pet peeve isn't being anywhere remotely near your nipple and or your areola area.
Thank you for using.
I
the
don't
word
know what
areola.
a fucking pet peeve is.
A pet peeve.
That does seem like a pet peeve to me.
That is 110%.
Let's look up the you have your phone out.
Yeah, I'm
let's look up
doing
the
it,
definition of a pet peeve because
motherfucker.
to me,
Where
my
did the-
interpretation of
where
a
did
pet
the
peeve.
phrase pet peeve originate from?
I'm not sure.
It's Danish for pets.
No, but
Where
honestly,
the fuck did that come from?
my interpretation of pet peeve is something that annoys you that isn't necessarily controlled, but it sometimes happens, but it's a nuisance.
Yeah. The definition.
You literally just described someone
touching your nipples.
accidentally touching your nipple. And
Yeah.
you just
Well, if
flip
it's
it
an
out.
accident, I'm not gonna get mad. If I know
So
there's
it's an
intention,
accident.
if you go for it, I'm gonna be very angry, even if you didn't mean to upset me.
A pet peeve or a pet aversion is a minor
aversion.
annoyance that an individual identifies as particularly annoying to himself to a greater degree than others may find.
Yeah.
That's your fucking
Yeah,
nipples,
that's
dude.
a dead-on definition of nipple touching.
It's more than an annoyance. It's
But see,
an anger.
my confusing thing for you is that you love the areola so much, but
No.
you hate your nipples being touched. You,
There's no logic to that.
literally, almost every time, I'll put the footage up. Before we record, Nick's like, I love areolas. Can we talk about it on this week's Talk Time? I said, Nick,
There's-
no, we can't.
There's
Dude,
zero
we can't
footage
have
of
that
that.
conversation.
Not damn big old orangutan titties.
Areolas.
You're definitely a pet peeve, at least.
Nick, you're not one of my pet peeves.
What are your pet peeves?
Yeah, what are
Mine?
your pet
Oh,
peeves?
Jesus, do I have a lot?
Country
Mine-
music.
Yeah. No, when I boil it down and I think about all the pet peeves, it's stick with me because people like to call me a hypocrite for this one, but it's my number one pet peeve. I don't like people infringing upon other people's
You are such a hypocrite.
personal space or enjoyment, right? This is the thing. You jump to call me a hypocrite. Why? Because I do that to you?
One, to be annoying. Two, realistically, when we have conversations, would you rather sometimes you'll shout that my opinion is wrong. That is a direct infringement on my ideology.
That's a fact. But listen, the pet peeves comes from you've accepted the social contract that we're friends. So you've
We're not
accepted that
fucking friends.
you're here in person recording an episode. You've accepted the social contract. Strangers. I'm talking about strangers. When a stranger infringes on my personal comfort zone,
Okay.
beliefs, comfort level, fucking anything. I don't think I bother anyone who I do not know. I will bother the fuck at all of you because I don't fucking care. You signed a social contract. You're in my presence. You've obviously signed up to be around me in a personal setting. But when people are just outright rude to me,
Yeah.
what the fuck did I do to you?
Yeah.
We've all had bad days. I get that. You're allowed to have a bad day, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
But still, you shouldn't
But
be
it's
taking
not
your bad
fair
day out
to
on
me.
someone.
It's not fair to me. You can pocket that shit because I've pocketed that shit before. I've been guilty, as have fucking we all, I'm sure, of giving shit to people at some point who probably didn't deserve it.
People I love, it's easier for me to be short with when I'm very, very, very
Absolutely,
frustrated that I
yeah.
can't control it. But I don't think a random stranger, I don't think I've ever
Oh
been
no, I've
that-
never had a fucking
yeah.
outburst on anyone, but that's my number one pet peeve. I don't like when people infringe on me because I know I don't for you.
Yeah.
There's one thing I learned in fucking elementary school is what is the fucking phrase that they always
Golden
told you?
rule.
Yeah.
Do us to others as
Treat
you-
others how you want to be treated.
That
I
works
fucking
too.
followed that motherfucker to a T. I did one thing right in school because I don't think I bother anybody.
I mean, you offend my eyeballs, but
That's fine. You signed a social contract to deal with me and look at me, so fuck you. So that's my number one pet peeve.
yeah.
Very
seriously.
close behind that wasting time, and this causes a lot of problems in my personal life. I don't necessarily know why I hate wasting time. I think I just want to do so much, which is why I don't like wasting time. So if anything wastes my time, even the slightest, if any type of disagreement, any type of argument, any type of conflict, it's so easily avoidable, I completely lose my goddamn mind because I'm like, this shouldn't be a thing. We are wasting not my time, both of our times we're ever involved in that conflict. We could be doing other fun shit.
If you spend, you probably spend so much time worrying about how much time you're actually wasting. That
Oh,
you're
I'm
wasting
sure.
time
Yeah.
thinking about how
I'm
much
sure.
time you're wasting.
I'm self-aware, but it's like at the end of the day, I still feel like they're all preventable. The preventable ones.
Instead of just enjoying whatever situation
Enjoy the ride.
you're in.
And I certainly enjoy the time I'm wasting because it's not wasting time.
Exactly.
Next, fucking bio and
The
Xbox.
best quote ever.
But those are my
What?
two.
A wise man once said.
Time you enjoy
A wise
wasting
woman
and
once
isn't
said.
wasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a
When
I
woman.
did not know
wasted.
that.
Isn't that the quote?
Another pet peeve of mine:
All right, Asheroth.
drinking alcohol. Guys, I was just joking. I'm so fucking silly. Mike, what's your pet peeves? It was your topic. I don't. Hold on. Can I guess your pet peeve?
I don't think you're gonna guess it.
People who tout religion as being equivalent to morality.
Well, yeah.
Gotcha.
Kittens.
Nope.
Okay, Aaron, continue.
He doesn't look like someone that would hate kittens.
Mike fucking hates cats.
Blocked.
People fucking going slow in the left lane and sitting there. That is one of my
That's
biggest
fair.
pet peeves.
All right.
See,
well,
that is an actual pet peeve, and
No,
I can get behind that.
mine are actual pet peeves.
All right,
To me.
infringing on our
I didn't even talk
ideologies.
about driving because
That's where all my pet peeves are.
yes, but I feel like that's almost its own category. I get yelled all the time by my girlfriend. Will be on the show. I'll fucking out you. She yells at me all the time because we'll be talking on the phone in the car, and I'll fucking honk, honk, honk. I will fucking honk at you. Listen. Are you listening, Nick?
I don't want to be, but I am.
If you are going to threaten my life while I'm behind the wheel of a car, you will receive the honk any time I think that's an actuality. I don't fucking care. That's the point. Why would I not honk?
No, yeah, if your life is
If
in
you're
danger,
coming
no, but-
at me, why would I not honk? I'm not saying I'm never not guilty of taking another's life. It has to happen, right? That's the odds. But if you come at me, honk.
There's a thing with honking, but there's a thing with the swiftness with which you honk. You are
I'm
always ready to honk.
I'm ready to go.
I am
I don't-
almost never ready to honk.
Yeah, I don't think I've honestly ever honked in my car.
That's fucking absurd because I've honked at least 17 times in the past week and a half. You come into my lane, honk, get out. This is mine. We've established this is my property for the time being.
I
It's
think
all-
I take the more. Yeah,
I'm very
probably-
defensive.
Huh?
Very defensive driver.
I think I take the more offensive approach
Really?
to it.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Probably more dangerous.
Me too.
No, I pretend that everyone is an idiot and that if I'm not careful, they'll bump into me. So I'm just
Well,
constantly
yeah,
on the
most of the
lookout.
time you don't have to watch out how. I mean, this sounds really like fucking like, but like you don't have to like watch out how you're driving. It's all the other people around you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
more or less. I mean, I start to get paranoid if someone's like parallel with me, or like even a little bit far, because like maybe they don't see me in their blind spot. Maybe they're like right there. They don't see me.
You're
There's-
afraid they're looking at you, like picking at your nose. And
Oh,
stuff.
nothing like that.
You
I
love
mean,
the game Pikmin, right?
Pikmin's a phenomenal
I
game.
love
Yes,
that game.
Never played it. Nick, what's your
What?
pet peeves?
I already give the list of my pet peeves, and you infringe on my ideology, telling me
Kevin,
they
what the
weren't pet
fuck are your
peeves.
pet peeves? I don't know.
Kevin's pet peeves
He
are making
hates when
decisions.
the Eggos are
I mean,
burnt in the
that's
morning.
not
Given.
that's not a pet peeve. That's
It's a way of life.
that's just Kevin.
Am I right?
What?
You hate when the Eggos are burnt in the morning.
I don't know if Kevin's ever had a waffle before.
I have had waffles.
Kevin's never had waffles.
waffles. I have had waffles.
I don't know if you've ever talked about a waffle.
Freezer burn on your ice cream.
Freezer burn is awful. It's an awful thing. Freezer burn is also bad on waffles.
Yeah, it's really bad. Makes them all soggy when you cook them.
Yeah.
I had my first brain freeze, to which I cried.
Oh my god.
It was last week at Bahama Breeze. I had a Bahama
That's-
Mama.
How did you never
fucking-
had a brain freeze?
No, I had a brain freeze. But Mike, have you ever had one that made you fucking tear?
No.
This one, I think it went up into my retina, through my clavicle into my brain.
Clavicles down here.
You literally rubbed the side of your head saying clavicle. Do you not know what your clavicle
Say
is?
my name. Anyway, I got such a bad brain freeze that I began to tear at the bar, and I was in such pain.
Wait, no, hold on, because you would call out anybody else for that. What is your clavicle?
Mike, you broke your clavicle on my front lawn in fucking 2007.
Okay.
Wake the
So
fuck
why'd you
up.
point at your head?
I was itching.
yeah.
Itch. Clavicle. Anyway, sorry, Nick. I had a really bad brain freeze recently. I just wanted to share it.
Yeah, I got you. That's very close to my house.
Were you talking? I just transferred it to
think-
you.
We were waiting on Kevin's pet
Oh, yeah,
peeves.
Kevin's a bee. Sorry.
What bothers you? What irks you?
See, I mean, I know I have
Pet peeves?
pet peeves. I have trouble coming up with them.
When someone doesn't
But when
ready up.
I
in
know them
Rocket
when they
League.
happen, but well, I'm usually that person that doesn't ready up. But there is something recently that has been irking me, and it's like it's seeing all this crazy, especially on Twitter, just like this crazy negativity that people like. They're so
The mob
quick.
mentality.
They're so quick to just
Yep.
like if something happens, just freak out and bash whatever the hell
Or
it
just
is.
like,
Instead of just, why does everyone need to have such a sudden, stupid reaction to something? Just stop.
it's so insane. It's just like it could be the most perfect video of just a puppy doing something, and somebody there's no way in chance in hell that there's not one person that will say something negative about the video.
I think my next topic's going to be on it, but I don't know if you guys heard recently, but HBO has announced a new show. As well as I can't forget, I don't remember the other network, but the HBO show is called Confederate, and it's from the guys who have done Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
And in their show, it's what if the South won the war and slavery existed still to today.
Hmm.
And I think of that and I'm like, wow, that's fucking cool. Because it's fucking fiction
Yeah,
and it
no.
doesn't fucking exist.
The game Wolfenstein is literally
Yes.
that. It's Nazis
So
winning.
what people did last week for the episode of Game of
Why
Thrones,
tell me they petitioned
go,
something?
it was the #1 trending hashtag on Twitter in the US and #2 in the world, which was no Confederate. Because everybody, all that came out about the show was a fucking synopsis. That's it. There wasn't a trailer. Now, if they came out with a trailer and it looked racy as fuck, and it didn't look like it was doing its job as being a piece of fiction and just telling a story, but
Yeah.
instead it came off as disparaging towards this
yeah.
the fucking material, fine. All that came out was a synopsis, and it was the #1 trending hashtag on Twitter. Fuck off! I can't deal with that. You're
What
bringing up a
that's-
shitstorm about a topic. I get it's sensitive material, but it's fucking fiction. Where does the line stop if you can't have a fucking fictitious story about alternate history?
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm on board with you. I mean, it is fiction. Yes, I agree. But we are also talking from the side that wasn't affected by that. And it's very difficult for us to put ourselves in their shoes and see what they would feel seeing that. You know, imagine if you saw hundreds of years of your ancestry, like, all right, we're going to make a profitable show about the other way, even if it is fiction.
And that's fine.
And I'm with you. Again, I don't think it should be a big deal, but I can understand where the anger comes from.
and that's fine if someone has a direct connection.
Yeah.
But I will go out on a fucking limb to guarantee you that that's maybe 2%.
Probably 10%.
I don't
the
believe
African American
I fucking
population
don't,
in the
I don't
country.
believe that it was that much more than fucking 2%. It's this fucking bandwagon fucking mentality that
Oh, there's
it's
definitely
a fucking,
that.
It's
Yeah,
a mob
yeah.
mentality. Let's go fucking attack this
Yeah.
thing because why? Because HBO is on fucking top right now.
Yeah.
So Game of Thrones, everyone fucking loves it.
Mhm.
Besides you two, because you guys are stupid.
They're
But let's go fucking attack the show. Let's take over the trending hashtag instead of it being about Game of Thrones. Let's fucking try to get the show off the air before anything was released on it. Besides, I think it was 84 words were released. Let's fucking shut this shit down before it even has a chance to exist. Fuck that. Where's the line? So now we can't talk about anything that was ever.
Well, they wouldn't.
I'm not
they
saying
wouldn't
this-
even be
yeah.
able to shut it down just for the fact of freedom of speech.
Yeah,
They would have
exactly.
to
Yeah,
release it.
HBO had to release an apology statement because of that. Are you fucking kidding me?
They chose to. They didn't have to. They
They
chose
felt
to
obligated
be,
because if they didn't, then it's a whole nother conversation.
yes, but doesn't mean they were forced to.
They're just doing that because they still want to make money. They don't want to lose money.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
pocket
they're-
this because I want to talk about freedom of speech on my next episode.
On your next episode.
Yes, because I'm up, I believe. I know my pet peeves. Does anyone else?
That's a big one because I've noticed that recently where I'm scrolling through Twitter and I just get like super mad.
Yeah,
when
I hardly go on Facebook anymore.
When I
can't
see
stand
stuff
it.
and I'm just like, why are you freaking out? And like, it's I don't
Freedom of
even
speech
know.
is coming in
It's so
hot
ridiculous.
on the Foreplay podcast. Does anyone else have any pet peeves? Anything else they'd like to talk about? Driving's big.
Somebody uses up all the toilet paper and then doesn't put a new one on the fucking thing.
Someone uses
No.
at the end of anything
No.
and doesn't replenish it.
No, you're missing the whole
Oh
problem.
wait, I have this is one that actually irks me.
Go
and
ahead,
it just-
because
it
mine's about toilet paper.
It's when you have that family tube of toothpaste. When people just squeeze at the very tip when there's all that shit at the back, instead of squeezing from the back to the front, they just squeeze the top.
I
and
can
to
appreciate
flatten
that.
it.
And if I had time, I would have.
say it's rolled the wrong way.
Thank you. I would have a laundry list if I did that. That's on mine. But if you, okay, first off, use the end of the toilet paper. You don't put it. You're a fucking asshole. I don't care how good you could fucking. We talk about curing cancer. You could be the fucking guy who cures cancer. If you didn't put the fucking toilet paper back after you were done, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, that's
it.
basically that. Just comes down to laziness.
You're saying, and unless you live in your own apartment, fine. You do you,
Do
boo
you?
boo.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. Even worse than not putting the toilet paper back, putting it the wrong way.
What does that even mean?
that is not worse than anything.
Putting-
I mean, maybe to you.
Instead of it rolling down, it's rolling from the other side.
Yes, it's rolling from underneath.
Yeah.
It needs to roll up and over the top like a fucking normal person.
Unless you have
What do you
a
mean
cat.
up and over the top?
From the top, it rolls down. It doesn't roll up. It doesn't roll up.
What does that even mean?
He's saying
It doesn't roll from underneath.
He's saying
Why do you even give that any thought at all?
Kevin.
he's saying he'd rather pull if he's at the toilet. He'd rather pull.
No,
the
I
roll-
know what
yeah,
he's
okay.
saying. It does.
Than like that.
It's something that you don't need to worry
no,
about.
it's the biggest deal.
Because when you go to rip, it rips weird.
What?
It just pisses me off. I don't fucking know.
Either way you go to rip it, you're gonna rip. It's gonna still roll
No,
more
it
than you want
rips
to rip.
more easily
No, no,
from
no.
the top.
What?
Kevin, as someone who
He
enjoys
was a
their
literal
time,
engineer.
who enjoys their time in the bathroom as an engineer, I feel like you would be the king of understanding my problem.
Flat in here.
It's hot.
Toilet paper is a huge thing.
Oh,
it
I
needs to
actually
be done
saw
the right
today
way.
on Reddit that they had Trump tweets toilet paper. It was toilet paper with Trump tweets on them.
We've been
I like
pilfered.
that.
Try to time the trademark.
After giving it more thought, it probably would rip easier coming down.
See, thank you. Pay attention next time you wipe your ass.
But also, what I was gonna say is, if you have a cat, you do it the other way. Because cats with the normal over thing, they grab it and then you have the whole roll on the
That's a
ground.
fucking cartoon. You're thinking of Garfield.
Nope, they do it.
Mike's fucking stupid. That was our episode of the Foreplay Podcast, special episode 40. We've done 40 weeks of this. Technically 41. Mike's itching. He's sweating. He's at work in a few hours.
I think
He
we're all
literally has
sweating.
work in a few
I've
hours.
lost 5.5 pounds for recording this episode. My head shiny. We did After Dark for episode 40. Episode 50, Nick's gonna fucking puke. 'Cause we're gonna get
touch his
fucking
nipples.
It's my
splattered. Yeah.
birthday.
We're gonna fucking hold you down
And put some clamps.
If
right
you-
on your fucking bitties.
If you think you could hold me down,
We're gonna connect him to a car battery.
Taken. That was Foreplay Podcast, episode 40. Subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/foreplayvideo. Go into the description of all of our videos, like and follow all of our social media pages. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Cut.
Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/foreplayvideo.
if you like what we're doing, make sure to smash that like button.
Be sure to share all our videos with your friends so we could continue to grow. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.